Hey, this is Chris Chansey and I'm the founder of Amplio Recruiting. I've been making some videos over the past month as we're spending some time in Colombia looking at how this nation is responding to the refugee crisis at their own border and Venezuelans coming across the border into Colombia. And there's so many things that are similar about the U.S. situation and what we're facing at our own border. And one of the factors that's almost surprising to me to find is there's a fair amount of xenophobia in existence here in Colombia. So xenophobia, it may be a word you've heard thrown around in the news most recently. It's simply the fact that there's a fear of the foreigner or a fear of those who are not like us. And the xenophobic tendencies that seem to be propelled by our current administration have really, really provided a groundswell of support behind kind of xenophobic even policies or decisions by specific interest groups. And so what's sad is that's really the case here as well. It's not like it's only in the US. There's a very strong xenophobic community in Colombia. But the interesting part is that so many Venezuelans took in Colombians back in the 1990s when there was a lot of violence and civil unrest in Colombia. Venezuelans were very generous in opening their homes to Colombians. And now that the tables are turned, there's this strong xenophobic presence that says, hey, our economy's doing well, don't mess this up for us, let's keep them out. And there's certainly that same discussion around safety, let's keep Colombia safe. And so one of the interesting things is there's this nonprofit group called Somos Panos Colombia that has really stepped in and provided a lot of education around xenophobia and how Colombians can respond with philomenia, which is another Greek word, kind of the opposite. It means the love of the foreigner, the love of those that are different from us, recognizing the value that they have and they can contribute. And so we see this throughout Scripture in the Bible as well, that philomenia is a word that is described really kind of the acceptance of and the embracing of those that are not like you and caring for the foreigner and the sojourner among you. And so I think those are words that we need to know and recognize where they fit in our own lives and in the American culture at large. That there are groups in the U.S. who are also doing their part to provide a very realistic perspective of the individuals and the families who are caught up in this process that want nothing more than an opportunity to work and to contribute and to add value in their local economy and in the community. And so we can learn from that. We can recognize that, hey, it's not just in the U.S., it's not just our president or a current administration, but even as a conservative and as a Christian, I recognize there is a response that seems to be indicated biblically. There's a response morally, and there's also an economic response that I want to be aware of. And I'm seeing that here, and I think it's something we're seeing to continue to grow in the U.S. as we at Amplio served some great companies in helping them get matched with dependable refugees who want to work and add value in their companies.